Hello and welcome to this week's vlog. It looks like we've had some visitors in the greenhouse. I'll just show you what's greeted me as I've came in. So something's been digging in the corner here and there, and my pumpkins that have been drying, something's been eating them. Bits there, bits there. I had a few up here that were drying off in the window, so what I'm going to do now is I think I'm going to take this butternut squash down. It's not going to get much better than this, and load up what's left into the car and have a good tidy out in here. If there's no food in here, then there's no reason for any rats or mice to be in here, so it's my own fault really for leaving it in such a mess. See if I can figure out where they're coming in from. I've got a feeling it's probably everywhere, so I shall get on with that. So it looks a little bit better, and they were I think they were nesting under this bed, because when I took the butternut squash plant out, there was just a big hollow all the way under, and under that slab as well. So I've levelled the slab off, filled it in as best I can, but I've left this pepper in. It's got a couple of fruit on, not sure if that's going to come to anything, and these couple of tomatoes there I'm going to see if I can save to seed, and hopefully they don't get eaten. But yeah, there's no reason for anything to come in here now really. So I shall empty all the rubbish into the compost bins and get on with what I plan to do today. So the butternut squash plant in the cage didn't come to a lot really. There's a few little ones that have been half eaten, so I'm going to take them out now, and the only one I've got that's a reasonable size is that one there, so I'm just going to harvest that, take the vines out of the way, and maybe trim the raspberries down a little bit. These are the autumn fruiting, as you can see they've gone over, so I'm just going to have a bit of a tidy round. I've given it the once over. I've cut all the raspberry canes down to the ground and just hoed over to get rid of the weeds. We're going to have a frost at some point this weekend, so I think most of the stuff on the top will just die off, and I'm just going to leave the door open for a little while because there's a robin in here somewhere. I don't want to trap him in. Yeah, so it's not as neat as I'd normally do it, but for this time of year it should be fine. I'm just going to leave the raspberry canes that I've cut down there, let the leaves rot, and then once the canes are out I'll take them to the council dump because I don't want them regrowing. And also my Savoy cabbage have absolutely been eaten to death. That one's barely holding on, that one's gone, and that one aren't much better. So what I might do is tomorrow take this netting off for this section and just dig these 4 plants out. It's hardly worth keeping them, and I can harvest the carrots and the chard, and then I can tidy this bed over and leave it till next year. Good morning, it's Saturday morning. I'm down at the plot. It's relatively mild today. I think it's about 11 or 12 degrees, but it's just been raining all night and it's on and off this morning, so probably going to spend most of the time in the greenhouse and the polytunnel. I'm going to see if I can get the polytunnel tidied out and possibly get the garlic in, and then I'm going to see if I can put the stage in back into the greenhouse ready for next spring. Just got to figure out now how it all goes together and try and get it into the greenhouse. It's like a giant jigsaw but with no picture to go off, so it's going to be fun, but we'll give it a go. Managed to get the first 2 blocks of staging in, and then I've realised that I've used the slabs that I took out of the greenhouse on the path on the other side, so I'm just going to see if I can find some little bits just to make sure that edge doesn't fall off. But while I was doing it, I managed to put a cane straight away through the greenhouse roof, so I'm going to have to replace that bit of polycarbonate. I've just put some aluminium tape on it for now just to keep it out, but it's cracked the sheet all the way across. So I think I've got a piece in the a spare piece in the other shed, so I'll see if I can get that replaced today. don't want to go to all the trouble of insulating it and then leave it with a big hole in the roof. Yeah, I'm just going to get the staging for this side and see what I can do about these slabs. That's the garlic in, that's the 11 rows of 3, which is 33 garlic plants, and I'm going to leave these in now till spring. I will possibly sow some again in springs outdoors. I'm just going to see how these fare. I've put them at about 8 inches spacings, which is probably a little bit too much, but I'm not going to be using the bed for anything else, so might as well make use of it. Plus also with the gaps between the rows, it's going to make it easier to get in and weed with the hoe. So I've achieved all that I wanted to get done today. I've got the garlic in and I've got the greenhouse and the polytunnel tidied out. A slight mishap with the polycarbonate in the greenhouse, but I can fix that. So I'm quite happy with today's work. Hopefully the weather will be nice again tomorrow. So Sunday morning and I've popped down and it looks like the rain's back. It's been raining on and off for about the past hour now, but I'm just going to push on regardless. And what I want to try and get done today is get this area all cleaned out, tidied up. I'm going to spread the compost that's in these 2 bins over the top, and then I'm going to cover it. I've got some DPC, which is like a thick black plastic, to cover over the top of it, and then the plan is to put my squashes in here next year. I've got a rhubarb plant in the corner there, so I'm just going to take up the charge. I'll try a few of the carrots to see if they're okay, and if they are, I'll take them all up. If not, I'll just work around them. It's not the prettiest thing in the world, but it's functional. So I've spread the manure from the compost bins all the way over the plot, and I've just covered it over with the damp proof membrane. So that should sit there now quite happily until spring, and I've just moved the 2 Daleks over to there. So I think we've achieved quite a lot this week. So I'd like to say thank you very much for everyone for watching, and I hope to see you again next week. Thanks for now, and goodbye.